Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? I'm Cool Loves Killer, and welcome back. And today, we are reacting to Cell vs. Metal Sonic. And oh my god, I got to the premiere in time. Oh boy. Now, we got a little bit of time. So, with a few words. Firstly, I know both these characters, obviously. I love Dragon Ball with a passion. But Neo Metal Sonic? Bro! I think I'm gonna have to go with him, bro. I don't know his lore or how very strong he is. I know he's very strong, but that's about it. He's a badass. Cell, I love absolutely, but I'm gonna have to go with Neo Metasonic with this one. Let's get it. Oh boy, let's see what they're cooking up. I saw that Dental Artemis was with this. Bye.
Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Oh
Which
yeah.
copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor,
Armor
and skills to find out who would win
a
a
death battle. Let's get it.
There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All it left behind was their clothes. Something ate
Yeah.
these people's insides, leaving only a shadow
Okay, yeah,
behind.
yeah.
Some kind of creature driven only by the need to feed. Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The
Oh, yeah.
Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But
Oh,
Red
yes,
Ribbon's
bro.
dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Gero.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Gero would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them, infinite energy androids,
While super faccingly similar, Cell Max with Dragon Ball Super Superhero is a separate character from Perfect Cell.
key absorbing androids, trucker head
Okay, yeah.
androids, and even ginger androids.
However, none of Gero's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Gero's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a
Yup.
single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate Ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list.
Man, Chaozu boy. Poor Chaozu. Okay.
Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
Oh,
Okay. Cell can fire the
Okay.
Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
and because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some keys.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even stronger than before because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and
Yep.
Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can
Ultimate life form. Key mobilization, flight, absorption, telekinesis, self-destruction, Saiyan boost power. I said that backwards. Saiyan power boost. Next regeneration, Kamehameha. Yep, we all know.
Replicate attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost die.
They can even
Yeah.
evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he's effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Giro's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect.
Only
Perfect.
one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
There's like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority
Yeah.
of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's key wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
But Wiz, maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek.
Frieza also survived that same blast. Other Tornado characters like Junior can create miniature black holes in nearby and destroy pocket dimensions, killing stars. Frieza's freeze constant. I didn't even know that. Okay, jeez.
In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand
Yeah.
Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze Mini Cell Jr.
Oh my god, bro. I don't know why they made it like that, bro.
out of your butt? What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was in
Kegel. Heaven is described as the size of the universe in the Daizatsu and by characters in the anime. Goku did this shortly after dying when he was still largely inferior to Cell. I see.
entirely without peer and, no longer wedded to Giro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr.
Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan.
After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super perfect Cell. Now with more lightning in a battle for the
I
ages.
still don't know how that was possible at all. But it is what it is.
Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan and went the distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z-Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt. All it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single Cell.
Oh, now that's some heat. All right, now watch the freaking my boy
Hey, real quick, did you know Death Metal launched our own tabletop gaming channel? It's called The Nightly Brew. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, Blood.
Cool. As I said before, I don't know anything about Neo Metal Sonic except for how powerful he is in all his forms. That's about it. So this is gonna be my first time hearing about anything. Alright. Please.
Time and again, the world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the evil and oval Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. No matter how many robotic badniks the good duck...
Sonic! This Death Battle will prioritize the Sonic the Hedgehog primary canon. Okay,
threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing weak spot away from getting cracked and scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own Metal Sonic.
0 points on creativity for that name, but god damn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets.
Okay, likes destroying Sonic and Breezy? Hates Sonic. Okay, analysis Metal Sonic. Metalex. Yep. Creator, Ivo. Okay. Obviously doesn't have no age since he's a damn clanker.
In seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Metal can use all of Sonic's power-ups and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blasts, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V maximum overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path, at the risk of self-destructing.
You think all that would be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting
Average evil robot.
your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew.
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter.
Especially after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can
flight, spin dash, homing attack, chest laser, V maximum, overdrive, ring, spark field, black shield. Okay. Chaos control, time stop warping, teleportation, spatial precision. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Copy a person's biodata, giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck it.
Swiveling asshole.
Fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like Silver Cycle.
Tails speculates in the comics that Metal could have copied Blaze, Pyrokinesis, or so. His comments Metal can copy multiple traits at once.
Psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can refer to molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it,
Yeah.
so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Not the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes,
What the-
the emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport,
Chaos control. I just love saying that.
warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Completely invulnerable and completely golden, Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super
Yeah.
characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds.
Still, why the hell is Sonic's ops be fucking multiversal beings though? Like, what did this hedgehog do to have these kind of ops, bro?
At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them, though he's gotta be quick because all that power only lasts.
Metal Sonic should outclass the young classic Super Sonic, who also fought the Time Eater and capable of matching modern Super Sonic. Shadow and Silver, after copying their biodata, Super Neo Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic also fought Emily in Sonic Speed.
A short time.
The road to total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Complete with missiles, giant crystal projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original, and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful: their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute! Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. Ahem. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Damn, that goes fucking hard, bro. Okay, wow. Okay, ooh. Well, I'm excited for this. Oh boy, I am still going with Metal Sonic with this, but I'm afraid of Cell's regeneration. Please don't be ad.
Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick. And if you don't believe me,
But what about now? That's what I thought.
Oh yes, I hear you, Boomstick. I'm gonna skip over you though. So bye bye. Okay.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Oh, I'm excited for this. I have to go with Metal Sonic though. Cell, my boy Cell. I hope you get clapped. Alright, let's see this.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter, or face... Then prepare to kneel before your master. Perfect.
Perfect. Oh boy. Come on! Do something!
Tell me, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore!
Off the bat? What the? Holy Jesus! Oh my God.
Fool, you're dealing with the ultimate life form.
That goes hard!
Already possesses data. Observe. Chaos! Gun.
Let him do it! There we go.
Life form data successfully copied. Scum!
Woo!
It'll take more than that to kill me, puppet!
Oh my God, it's so hard.
I know. Now I know everything about you, insect.
He did the same thing!
Don't you dare.
This is so fucking fire, bro!
I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them! If you are all of them,
Yep.
then so am I. I'll never lose to a machine like... I'll crush you!
KO!
Oh my fucking God, bro. That was absolute cinema right there, bro. Oh my God. That was so fucking peak. I know I'm fanboying out right now, but oh my God. Let's go, my boy. Metal Sonic 1. No, not Metal Sonic. Neo Metal Sonic, bro. Bro, that was so good. Alright.
Oh, now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters?
Yeah.
Well, that world's fucked. Our bad.
Yeah.
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or
Yeah.
Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz. Those Namekians said that Cell was strong enough to threaten a universe on his own.
They did, but
Yeah.
they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider multiverse, and Super Neo Metal would scale to them. Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength.
Yep.
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds. By using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Damn.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games, which covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards
Both Cell and Metal scale to the character's infinite potential. Fast Feast and Metal Cooler, Black Doom. However, this would cancel out each other, given equal leeway.
100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note though,
Yeah.
Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open.
Yeah, sadly.
And with Silver's psychokinesis, or the Emerald spatial distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly a wash.
Which
I guess.
leaves us with the one thing they're both known for, their capability to evolve and become more powerful in response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
And frankly,
Maharaga.
that's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's
Yeah.
ability to physically absorb an opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb androids 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on
Yeah.
the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Remember, Metal's copying
Yeah,
applies
bro, yeah.
to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place. Quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce life energy, similar to Ki. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level.
Yeah.
Just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z-Fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, cause Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
And why's that?
Cell died. Wiz, you get it? CD? Wiz, where you go? Come on back. Next
All right, who's
time
next?
on Death Battle.
Who's next? Who's next? Rize versus. Oh my goodness, sir! Oh my fucking goodness, they're doing it. Rize fucking versus Bakugo.
Subscribe and join as a
Bakugo versus Rize. They're actually freaking doing it. Oh.
member to see more Death Battle.
Thanks for watching. Oh my god, guys. First of all, bro, that fucking death battle, that animation was fucking top tier. It was so top tier. Devil Artemis cooked with that one. For sure, bro. For sure. Oh, Rize versus or Bakugo versus Rize became a meme. Now they're full on doing it now. Oh, god damn, bro. All right, guys, that's gonna leave it off here, and yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all know what to do. Like, sub if you want to. It would help me out a lot though. And yeah. See y'all on the next one. Good. Bye.